roses are red. Alan lives his life with glee. Welcome to the landing where we praise Spartacus and not YMG. Yeah, there we
I
go.
need to get a soundboard.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, maybe I should do. That's what I should do. Just get a soundboard and just press the keys whenever, because we can
Yeah.
have full control of everything. But seriously, welcome back to the landing, you guys. Today's episode is just gonna be T Dog and I. And how are you doing? How's work going for you?
Just another day, another dollar, I guess. I was sick for the last couple days, or Thursday and Friday, I mean, and then it's stressful because being a diabetic, it's not uncommon for me to have doctor appointments. And
Mm-hmm.
this week I have two in the same week. And doctor appointments always stress me out whenever I have to revolve them around work because there aren't any appointments for the next month or so where
Mm-hmm.
I can get them after work. So both my appointments, like my appointment yesterday was at 9, and then I have an appointment on Thursday at 11:40. So they're always in the middle of the day, and it just interferes with. I mean, it obviously interferes with my job, but it interferes with my route. So then, because of my doctor appointments, I'm behind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have that experience too, especially with like dentist appointments.
Oh yeah.
Like let's see, like for example, over the summer when I worked as a painter, I worked from 7 to 3:30, I believe it was, and I don't know how long the dentist stays open, but they're not like open much longer after 3 o'clock, and so it's like these appointments they have to be scheduled during my work day, and it's like. I don't know. It really sucks because like I don't want to take time off work, for like some appointment.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, it is what it is, I guess. And usually I try to like if for some reason there's like a period of time where like I'm not working and I'm about to start a job, I'll be like, hey, let me move this appointment earlier so that way I don't have to interfere with it when I like start this other job, or whatever the case may be.
Right. Yeah. The dentist I go to, it's nice because I can get appointments at 6 o'clock. But even then, usually they're booked out in advance a little bit. So whenever I get a call saying, "Oh, I'm due for a checkup," I have to schedule it like a month or two ahead just so I can get in after work. And I went to a pediatric nurse until I think that's what they're called. I went to one of those until I was 18. So the one I would go to, it was really nice. But you'd go in there, and of course, it was all like child themed.
Oh
There's
yeah.
fat heads on the wall of like the Madagascar characters, just all like any Disney character you can name. And then but they had TVs at all the chairs whenever you were getting your teeth cleaned or whatever was going on, and you could pick whatever kids movie you want. They had every one you could think of.
Mm.
Every from and then all the way till I was 18, whenever I left there, I would watch Madagascar 2 whenever I got my teeth cleaned. Same one
Jeez.
every time.
So wait,
Great movie.
your dentist has like a TV in its lounge area or something, or the lobby?
No, it was no, it was whenever you actually got your teeth cleaned. So you
Oh,
were
I see
sitting
what you're
in your
saying.
chair
Got
while
it.
you were getting your teeth cleaned, and each chair, there weren't a lot. It wasn't a huge place, but it was a decent sized dentist, and each chair, it was like angled. So whenever you were fully reclined back, it was like you were laying down, and there's a TV right above you.
Okay, got it. Yeah,
Yeah, it was
I
really
want to
nice.
go to your dentist. Mine doesn't have that.
Yeah, I mean it's a pediatric dentist, so I think we're a little too old for it now.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure if my dentist still does this, but one thing they used to have was like this, I guess, treasure chest, and inside it was like a bunch of these like really cheap like goodies, like toys that you could use. Like I don't know
Mhm.
what a good example of that.
Yeah, yeah,
Like what are those called? I don't know what the name of them are, but it's like those. They're kind of like sticky rubber hands that you can just smack. You can like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And they stick to the wall.
yeah, they'll extend out for your hand and stick to the wall. Those kind of toys, like that's what they usually had. Or I remember when I was a kid, I had like an army man like trooper who had like a parachute on him, and then I would just
Hmm.
like throw him up in the air and he would like parachute. Like I don't know, I thought that was really cool. But I'm not sure my dentist still does that. But that was one thing I remember as a kid because I've gone to the same dentist ever since I was born, essentially. So,
Mhm.
um,
Yeah, yeah, those sticky hand toys, those things were cool and all, but being in a house where I had a couple dogs and a couple cats, like
oh.
any sort of, even just any sort of hair, even the human hair, whatever hair, if any hair got on it, it was just no good after that.
Yeah, or lint, that's a common one too. I had the same experience because they don't last very long, and then you can't really
No.
like stick them to anything, which kind of
Hmm.
sucks. Did you ever play with like putty as a kid?
Oh yeah.
Like I'm trying to think of I don't really know any names of putty, but like not like Play-Doh obviously, but like I guess the kind of putty that you could like easily make yourself if you wanted to. I
Yeah.
remember as a little kid, oh my god, my parents
I, I'd
hate.
I'd get the ones that would come in like the little. They look like little like plastic eggs,
Oh yeah,
and
that's
you'd
right.
open up. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and when I was a kid, my parent oh my god, my parents hated me when I did this. They like so near my fireplace, it's kind of like this white brick wall essentially. And with like the putty, what I would do is I would put up against certain surfaces and like have it like kind of form like what that surface is so it looks cool on the putty if you know what I mean. And
yeah.
so kind of like have that imprint and I would do that. Like I did it. I think I've done this twice, where I would put it on that brick wall. But the problem is that putty will actually stick to the wall, and it's like almost impossible to get it
Mm.
off.
Yeah.
And I think I did it twice, and like, oh my gosh, I don't think my parents definitely were not happy about that because this putty was definitely like this bright orange looking color, so it totally
Mm.
stands out on the white color of the
Yeah.
brick. Um,
Yeah. And this is what, like, sophomore year, right?
yeah, this is sophomore year of college.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
no,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever play with those like rubber like pop up toys? Like they were like little like rubber circles, and
Oh,
you'd
yeah, they're
like
like
twist
little
them like inside
domes.
out.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and you'd put them on the ground, and then they would pop up and go like really high and touch the ceiling.
Yeah, and of course, like sometimes you would have to wait a little bit before they actually pop
Yeah.
themselves,
Oh yeah, the
essentially.
anticipation. Oh yeah, your heart would be racing.
Yeah, that's how every child first experience anxiety.
Oh
But
yeah, pretty much.
dude, I'm trying to think of like other little toys. Like my brother was totally into slime or
Hmm.
rubber stuff, or like yeah, like the rubber toys. Like I don't know.
There was this one. I remember I'd get it at the pharmacy. It was like a little like it was like this gel that was inside this. It wasn't rubber, but you would squeeze it, and it would like pop out your hand, and it was like it felt slippery, but it wasn't actually slippery. Do you know what I'm talking about? It was like a little tube, kind of,
t-
and
oh, it was like
and you would
sparkly inside.
yeah, like on the inside, it kind of looked like a maybe like a lava lamp if I'm
Yeah, okay,
describing it
okay,
right.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
And you'd try squeezing it. You try making a fist, and then it would pop out your hand, and you have to grab it with the other one.
Yep. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I loved those as a kid. I remember I'd go into the pharmacy just to play with those. I wouldn't even buy one.
Yeah, my
I mean, I
brother.
wouldn't buy one when I was like 5, but still.
My brother was really into like the squishy toys. Like
Mm.
I like not so much like rubber chickens or like they're really loud and annoying, but like just like what you described essentially. I'm trying to like
Mhm.
think of ones in particular because he usually had like rubber balls that had like little antennas sticking out of it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I know with those like if you try squeezing them, it might turn like a different color when it would squeeze out of the holes or something like that of the ball.
Yeah.
Um,
And, like no matter how old I get, uh, what's popping bubble wrap is always gonna like scratch an itch in my brain. It's
yeah.
just so satisfying.
Yeah, and I think that was another thing my brother was really into was actually bubble wrap, but which of
Really.
course for me too. Yeah, like bubble wrap is always really fun to mess with, but not so much like you can't really do much with styrofoam because once you squish it, you can't like unsquish
Right.
it. You can't expand
Hmm.
it again.
Yeah. And
But
then with rubber bands, once you stretch them out, they're not the same.
yeah, have you ever made a rubber band ball?
It's
Like
funny you mentioned that because I know, but I deal with rubber bands every day. They're
really?
always on. Yeah, I deal with. I get like yeah, rubber bands always attached to my work every morning, and I just grab my rubber bands and just put them to the side of my desk. I've never even and like it's funny because the guy who sits next to me, he has a rubber band ball, and I've never I've like thought about making them, but at the same time, I don't want to sit there and take the time to make it because I mean, once I get to the office, I just turn in all my stuff and I want to go home.
Yeah, obviously that makes sense. But
Mhm.
yeah, I've never made a rubber band ball, but I've always seen them. I'm always like, how do they like start making the ball? Like, how do they
Don't they,
start?
I'm pretty sure they start putting them on a tennis ball, if I remember right.
But then does the tennis ball just stay in there, or like did it
Yeah, I
get?
mean, I don't know how you get it out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, so it's not really like an actual rubber band ball. It's just a tennis ball with rubber bands around it.
Like it's like if it's a big one, it's like 80% rubber band, 20% ball.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. I'm trying to think of like other things I like fiddle around with. Like actually right now as we're talking, you know how like on like I'm wearing a pair of sweatpants right now, so like I have oh my gosh, like the
Are you
strings
perked up?
attached what?
I said, are you bricked up?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, we
Your
we can
voice.
see it through those sweatpants.
Yeah, those that voice of yours gets me every time. But
Yeah,
like no, so you know the
the lack
string.
of voice because my voice cuts out every episode.
Yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, once we get our own studio and I actually hear your voice loud and clear, oh man, I couldn't tell you what's gonna happen. But like so, you know, with like sweatpants, for example, you know, it has those strings attached to it, and you know, you like pull on to basically make it tighter, essentially. Well. What's funny is like while we're talking right now, I just like fiddle around with it and I just like I just twirl my finger around it and then like I'll extend like I'll put my arm out and then like it'll like the string will like I guess unravel itself. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I do that like all the time and like I don't know. I was just doing it while we were talking right now.
Yeah, you're touching yourself.
Yeah, I mean I'm touching the sweatpants, not
Yeah,
necessarily
uh-huh,
myself.
yes, sure. This I'm watching like a DIY tutorial on making a rubber band ball.
But right
And this
now,
guy, yeah, it looks like the guy he's tying knots around this one rubber band. So he's like putting like the loop through his finger and tying a knot through, and he's doing it over and over again. And then from what it looks like, he's just adding other rubber bands to it and keeps tying knots, and then he keeps tying them together, and it starts to make a ball.
oh, like that makes a lot of sense. You know, that's actually kind of what I did with my painter's job. I ever show you my painter's ball, essentially my painter's tape ball. Um,
Yes, you did.
yeah, that thing got really big. It's pretty heavy too. I think like I made one earlier, like I made one before that one, but like I'm pretty sure my coworker threw it away and I wasn't really happy about that. But
Yeah.
like that blue tape we use to like kind of cut things off so it literally makes cutting easier when we're painting.
Mm.
Although I've kind of adapted to the point where like I don't need tape anymore, but my coworker on the other hand, he wasn't like experienced as painting as me, so he always taped everything. So when we take the tape off, I would always make sure to like get that giant ball and just like wrap it around it. And it just got really big over the summer, and now now it looks like the colors of like the Rams jerseys because it's like because we used a lot of like yellow paint towards the end of like the summer, and so now it's like a bunch of blue. It's basically just a bunch of blue tape put together with like yellow paint on it, essentially.
And
Um,
now I'm kind of happy that your coworker threw it away now, knowing that it's Rams colors.
no, he didn't throw it away. I still have the Rams color ones. It's I made one before that I wanted to build upon,
Oh,
and then he
okay,
threw it
my
away.
bad.
Yeah. But so it could have been essentially it could have been bigger by the end of the summer, but it didn't. But actually, I don't know where it is. Hold up, let me move my backpack. Okay, never mind. It's right there. Yeah, it's right behind my backpack.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically almost the size of like a small bowling ball, essentially. So
Damn.
next time I go to a bowling alley, I'll just bring it with me.
Yeah. Yeah, you said I'm sure that'll work out great. Did you ever get into fidget spinners?
No, never got into
Really?
them.
You
What
know,
about
it's funny
you?
because I remember they were big like our senior year, and I always thought they were dumb. I mean, it made sense for people that like had anxiety or like whatever it was if you're stressed out. Like I used one. I used like just the regular like spinning one, or that's what they are. Because I know there's like fidget toys and there's fidget spinners.
Hmm.
And then because but like with fidget spinners, I spun one and I was like, okay, you know what, I get why people like these, but it wasn't for me at the time. I thought it was dumb, honestly. And then, anyways, and I started working at this furniture place not long after high school, and all the salesmen had one. All the salespeople, they always had one because one of the guys that I worked with, his mom, I think, or he had a relative that owned a dollar store, so he had like an endless supply of fidget spinners,
Oh,
and he gave me one, and it was
oh,
just this plain this black and white one. It was cheaply made, but I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. And I then next thing you know, I'd catch myself in the back of the warehouse, always spinning it. And then next thing you know, like I was taking it with me outside of work. I was taking it with me home. I was like always spinning with me, and I was like borderline addicting.
huh. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, I never really got into them. I never even bothered to buy one. But I know can't they get like really expensive too? Like there's some expensive ones out there you
Oh
can
yeah.
get. But like one thing like if you look at like I guess the traditional fidget spinner, the edges or because like they're typically like three sides I guess to it. And they usually have holes in them. And one thing I would see people do, which I thought was kind of entertaining, is when they would spin it in their hand, they'd use like a pencil or a pen and they'll like try to like get it through the hole of like one of the sides or something like that while it's spinning. And I thought that was
That's
kind of cool.
cool.
And so like I would try to borrow somebody's and try to do it myself if I was really bored. But I know some like don't have the holes on the end, so you can't really do it like that. But Yeah, I don't know. Fidget spinners, yeah, it's kind of funny how that used to be like really popular at one point. Now you don't hear anybody talk about them.
Yeah, without a
I
doubt.
wonder what that guy's doing, because I'm sure when his business blew up when he invented the fidget spinners, he's probably like, holy shit, like I'm gonna make millions. And he probably did make
Yeah.
millions off of it. And then like he's probably broke now because no one cares about him anymore.
Yeah, I mean, like my coworker had one that was all metal, and the outside parts that you would spin were like dragon wings, and
Mm.
it was this cool color. But I mean, I don't know if it was because it was metal, but it was like, but I mean, you grab it and obviously be heavier, and whenever you would spin it, it was so much smoother, and it would spin and spin and spin for like a minute and it wouldn't stop.
Yeah, I actually looked up the CEO of Fidget Spinners.
CEO of Fidget
yeah,
Spinners.
yeah, her name is Catherine Hedinger. I don't actually know, Hedinger or something like that. But
Shout out Catherine.
she's credited as the inventor of fidget spinners. She came out with the idea for the spinning toy back in 1993, but her original prototype was rejected by Hasbro. And fast forward to 2013, and her patent expired. Oh, wait. Oh, her patent expired in 2013. Interesting.
Like, have
Oh,
you ever seen those fidget toys that they look like a dice? Or they look like a die, just like a single one, and they have like different toys on like each side.
different toys on each side.
I'm trying to describe. I gotta look it up, but it looks like a single die, and there's six sides to it, and like each one has like I'm looking at it now. There's like different buttons on each one, and there's like I think some have like on
Can
and
you
off
send it in?
switches.
Can you send it in the chat, our server, whatever it's called, so I know what it looks like.
Yes, I will. You know what? I'm going to at least screenshot more because obviously there's multiple sides to it. Yeah, like one of them has like five buttons, the other one has like switches. One of them or like, one of them looks like an on and off like slide one, and then one of them's like like an actual light switch, like an on or off thing, you know?
Oh, that does sound familiar now that you mentioned the light switch part.
We got to bring back fidget spinners. Let's bring them back.
Yeah, we'll bring him back. This is literally going to be the episode of our podcast that's going to bring back fidget spinners. You heard it here first, you guys.
Mhm.
But no, if you seriously send me a picture of it because it does sound really familiar. Oh, here we
It
go.
just sent.
Yes, that's right. Yep.
There's different color ones too.
So what's it called though? Um,
Stress, anxiety, pressure relieving toy
it's like
great for
it's like
adults
it
and
says
children.
a posh or yeah, the brand is a posh, but it's a fidget cube, is what they
Mhm.
called them. Yeah, light switch.
I'm
Huh?
gonna buy one right now. Trying to figure out
Are
what
you
color.
really?
Yeah, I'm torn between this. So there's the black and white, black and red, dark gray, and
The blue
black.
one. There's a blue one that I see, and like,
Yeah,
oh, that looks
there's
good.
there's a blue camouflage one. It looks like it looks like a camo, like a weapon camo that you'd get on like Black
It's
Ops
blue
3 or 4.
tiger.
Yeah, yeah. It's like they have a gold one.
Yeah, go the
You have to
diamond
buy all
cam,
the you have to buy
Damascus.
in order to get the diamond one, you have to buy every single
Yeah,
fidget
yeah.
spinner, and you have to spend like at least 1 hour spinning each
No,
and every
that's
single one in
actually,
order to unlock the diamond
dude,
one.
that's actually a really good business idea. Like, yeah, just like we'll use like the fidget cubes for example. It's like, yeah, create like a bunch of different colored ones, and if you have proof that you own like all these different colored ones, you can get like the ultimate looking one or something like that.
They have to have like a you know how like the iPhone or whatever phone you have, it has like it shows how many steps you take.
Mm-hmm.
They have to prove that they've spun it for at least an hour each and
Mm-hmm.
every single one. So there has to be some sort of tracker in each and every. Tracker sounds weird. It sounds like they're watching your they're
Yeah.
following your location. Yeah, you know what? Let's just have GPS on them so we can always have someone monitoring and making sure they're actually using them.
Yeah, but no, that's actually that'd be an interesting business idea to put it on like some sort of product.
Yeah,
Uh, Imagine if
I don't think that would work well.
no, maybe not. Maybe it'll be like the fidget spinner wheel. It's like a one-time thing or something.
Yeah.
But like, oh, I guess I mean, it's not really like Pokemon cards, obviously. But like, well, I was gonna say like iPhones. Like, what if Apple did that with like their iPhones? Like, oh, if you collect all of these colored iPhones, if you buy all of them, then we'll give you the like golden iPhone or something, which is like probably weighs like a ton or something like that. But and it probably barely works.
Oh yeah.
But you know, I wonder how much the YouTube play button weighs. Like I've always wondered like how much those things weigh, and I think they actually changed the way it looks. I don't know if it's the 100,000 subscriber one that they changed the way
Mm.
it looks, because like what are the
Oh,
different? Do you know the different like play buttons that YouTube has? Because there's the 100,000 subscriber one. I don't
that's the
know.
gold one,
That's
and
not gold. No,
then
that's silver. It's just like
oh,
normal.
that's silver.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
then
pretty
what's the
sure.
1 million one then?
You know,
Because there's a 100,000. I thought that one was gold, and then the million one's silver. I thought, and then the 10,000 one's diamond.
yes, the 10,000. No, 10. You mean 10 million, not
10 million,
10,000.
yeah,
Yeah.
10 million, yeah, 10 million. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, I'm looking it up on YouTube. So the original one, it just looks like it's silver, nothing too special. But
Oh, you're right. Yeah, 100K is silver,
mm, the
and then
di-
1 million is gold.
the diamond one though, it's not like a plaque though. It's literally just the play button though.
Hmm,
It does look
interesting.
cool though. This guy says finally got my emerald play button. What does that mean? Um, oh yeah, PewDiePie got he got a custom diamond one though. His was like because like the diamond they show here, it's kind of it looks more light colored. Like I mean I don't know whatever diamond
And he
looks
got
like,
a
right?
didn't he get a ruby one for 50 mil?
Maybe. Well, the one what's it say? PewDiePie explains why his diamond play button to what he gave his diamond play button to a fan. I didn't know that.
Oh,
But
wow.
he his play button because the picture I'm seeing here, it's actually a lot darker. It's basically black, but the actual like I guess triangle in the middle is red. It looks really cool actually, and I think they customized it specifically for him. Uh, you know, I always wondered like who's gonna have more subscribers than PewDiePie. I guess T
T
series.
series,
I was
yeah,
gonna
T
say,
series.
but like this doesn't count. T series does not count.
So like what happened? What I heard with the with T series was it everyone in India whenever they would create a YouTube account, they would automatically get subscribed to T
I think it
series.
was like a Google account, not necessarily a YouTube account.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Even then,
that's
yeah.
what I heard too, and it's like really, and I think like I think they reached like a certain threshold. I think it was like 100 million or something, because that's what
They're at
PewDiePie.
209 million subscribers right now.
Holy shit! But I think it was
Yeah.
back when they reached 100 million. Like on that channel, they did like make a video like saying like I think it was like a thank you to like how many subscribers, and I'm just like, but you didn't really earn it essentially.
Right.
But I mean, I shouldn't talk crap about them. I mean, look where they're at and where I am. But um,
You're
like,
the
but
next one. You're gonna be the next big
oh
YouTuber.
my god, you should share the story about when you had to do a presentation on YouTube and you just talked about
Oh my
me.
God. Okay. So, in a nutshell, we were in a class and we had to choose. We got assigned a social media platform like Facebook, Instagram, you name it, and then we'd have to do a PowerPoint on it. And I got partnered with one of my close friends, and we got assigned YouTube. So you had to talk about the pros and cons. You had to talk about a certain time maybe there was something controversial on the platform, whether or not it had something to do with the platform or someone on the platform. And our controversial thing, I remember we had to talk about H3H3 because Ethan and
Oh.
Ela Klein at the time they posted it in one of their videos. They were making fun of this guy, and this guy was suing him because they made fun of him.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a long process, but they ended up winning it. And I remember I talked about that. That was like the controversial thing I could think of. And I remember I showed the very first YouTube video was me at the zoo. You remember that video?
Oh yeah, that's the first YouTube video ever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm And then I was showing like the layout of YouTube, and I had a screenshot of one of your Infinite Warfare gameplay videos, and then I photoshopped the views of one of PewDiePie's videos. It was like 34, 35 million, and I put it in your view count, so it looked like your video had like 34, 35 billion views. And then our teacher at the time, he did not know that much about YouTube. So whenever I was talking about the Spartacus 200 and all the millions of subscribers he has, he thought I was being serious.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, and he was just looking at me with like his mouth open. He was just like in shock. Like,
that was awesome. Yeah, but yeah, my buddy and I went up in front of the whole class and did a PowerPoint about YouTube and basically just talked about how it was, you know, Spartacus wasn't a part of YouTube. YouTube was just happy to have Spartacus around. It was like we talked as if Spartacus was carrying YouTube, and
yeah.
YouTube wouldn't be where it was without Spartacus. And then I put something in there about him having more subs than PewDiePie or something like that. Like I talked about
Yeah,
you like
yes,
all the
yes, I
stuff
remember
you
that.
have. Yeah.
No, because
Yeah.
yeah, you did a comparison of like both of our channels, but you made mine have like 10 times more subscribers or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
Yeah, 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 and it's funny too because like if I would have got assigned YouTube, I definitely would have mentioned my channel, but I wouldn't have like made it as more entertaining as like what you did. I don't even remember what mine was. What was mine? I honestly don't even remember what mine might have been Facebook, something stupid like that. I don't know, but um,
Yeah, I
yeah,
remember I wasn't even in your civics class. I remember
no,
because Colby he went from fourth period to seventh period,
yep.
and then so because of that, I had to do it with him in his class.
Yeah, I remember. I'm so happy that he got moved to my class just so I could see that presentation. But looking back at like kind of like the different presentations I did in high school, I wish I would have like took them like less seriously. Like not necessarily like the presentations we do at the end of the year because those are kind of like you have to like pass
Yeah,
them to move on and whatever. But
right.
like the one you did, for example, like I remember. I don't know if you remember this, but for our leadership or English teachers class, we had to pick a song that like meant a lot to us or something that really like spoke to us
Yes,
or something.
yes,
And,
that was in college prep English, wasn't it?
yeah, or was it leader? Because were you in my college prep English or?
Yes, I was for like the first quarter, and then we did that project. We did that assignment first quarter.
Yeah, okay. So, and I remember I wish I would have done this. I still wish I would have done this. I was originally going to do Girls Just Want to Have Fun as my song.
Yeah.
I really wish I would have just stuck with that.
You don't remember what I did?
Honestly, I don't.
I remember I went up there and I just started playing what's it called? Digital Dash by Future and Drake. And at the
Oh.
beginning, Future's like, "My open the bushes, I don't want to cook. Yeah, how about the digital dash? How about the digital dog?" And it's like you can't understand a single fucking word he's saying. And
Yeah.
but there's just a hard ass beat. And then I paused it and said, "The reason why I chose this song because just like Future, all kids our age don't make any fucking sense." And I sat
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, see, like shit like that. Like I wish I would have done more presentations like that and just made it more of a joke than take it seriously. But like do you remember like I instead of doing the girls just want to have fun or whatever that song is, like I went.
You did Seven Nation Army, didn't you?
Yes.
And then you played the SpongeBob video
Yeah,
with
because
it.
someone made a meme out of
Yeah, because that's
the
when
Battlefield
Battlefield
One
1 memes were
trailer.
blowing
Yeah,
up.
and I used
Yeah.
SpongeBob scenes, and that's that, and I used that to showcase on screen. But
Do you remember the Lazy Town a Battlefield 1 meme?
oh, I don't know if I do. That does
Oh
sound
man,
so
that one was so
familiar.
funny. Hmm.
Yeah, I should have done lazy. I should have done the theme song to Lazy Town.
Yeah.
Or no, We Are Number One. I'll do that
Do
song.
you remember whenever they had that sweepstakes where like if you won, like the people of Lazy Town would come to your town? Do you remember that?
No, I had never heard about
And
this.
yeah, dude, I went straight to the computer and put my name in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, went on without my parents' permission, and then it just, obviously they
You
never
did it without your
showed up.
parents' permission? Oh
Yeah,
my God.
I did some hard time for that shit.
Yeah, but didn't it like the girl, I don't know her name, but the girl who plays in Lazy Town, didn't she become like a prostitute or something like that?
I heard something dark like that, but
Yeah.
yeah, I remember hearing like she fell off the wheels.
But it's actually kind of sad because,
Rails.
especially like when it comes to like I guess young actors and actresses, I guess kid actors is what I should call them, and like when like I guess it's really easy for like I guess pedophiles to reach them when they're in Hollywood, or something like that. There was somebody like I was watching some interview and some actor was like, and I guess this interview was taking place a long time ago, but he was saying that like yeah, like a lot of kid actors are like really exposed to that kind of stuff, and there's
Was
a
it
reason.
Corey Feldman?
No, I don't think it was him. But
I was the guy that played in like the Goonies and the Lost Boys in like the '80s. He was like a big child actor, and like that's the only reason he's relevant now. I mean, besides making like some of the worst music I've ever heard in my entire life, he and I'm not even exaggerating when I say that's literally like the worst music I've ever heard. And anyways, like he's talked about there's like a pedophile ring, and he said that he was like raped by Charlie Sheen and a bunch of other
oh my
stuff. I
God.
mean, yeah, but yeah, it was like a bunch of stuff like that, and it's seeing how wacky he's been, like over the past decade or so. It's like it's hard to believe. Obviously you want to believe him because he's the victim in the
Hmm.
situation, but it's just with how wacky and off the rails he's been. It's like I feel like no one's taking him seriously, and I mean I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, just there's like I hate like it seems like I'm wearing a tinfoil hat whenever I'm like getting into stuff like, oh yeah, all like Hollywood actors are pedophile, all A-list celebrities are in a pedophile ring and stuff like that. But he was talking about like all these like big actors that like molested him and stuff like that.
Well, isn't it kind of funny how like it's like the number one thing to like cancel somebody for is like child molestation or pedophilia or of some sort,
Yeah,
right?
fucking ridiculous. Yeah, why like
Why like
bring
that's
pedophiles back? We're bringing back fidget spinners and pedophilia.
no, what? Okay,
No,
well, I don't think pedophilia is
no,
going.
you said it, Fisher, not me. You said it.
Oh, the literal words came out of your mouth, but but no, like it's kind of funny how like when you kind of look at some of the bigger names in Hollywood and like how they like officially get canceled. Like for example, Kevin Spacey. I
Hmm.
would argue that he was a really good actor. I really enjoyed him in Advanced Warfare. Honestly,
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
he was kind of the one who stole the show in that game. But
yeah.
like his acting performances were always good, and he was always like he always made a good villain essentially.
Mhm,
And
yeah.
I never actually watched him in House of Cards, but I think that might be still on Netflix. But anyway, like obviously we kind of already know what happened to him, and like why he's kind of irrelevant now. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just kind of weird how like you see a lot of these huge names like billionaires, whatever. That I don't know. It's just kind of weird how that works. It's like the more money you have, the more you are to become a pedophile or something. Like I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if it's happening, it needs to be talked about because it's fucking horrible.
Yeah, no
That's not
kidding.
okay. But yeah, I mean, it is sad, like when you see people that talented and they're like, oh, they're just like throwing their careers away by doing something so fucking stupid. And obviously, people like that deserve to be locked up. Like, look at Jared from Subway. He had like hundreds of
Oh
hours of
God, dude.
CP on like a flash drive or something like that.
Jeez, yeah, no
It's
kidding. Yeah, and did you ever see? It reminds me of the South Park episode where that was like the whole point of like the episode where like all these like big Hollywood names were getting like caught for doing it, but like when they went to like the therapy session or whatever, they're like diving into like what's going on with them, but they're like but the biggest thing that the reason why this is happening to you guys is because you're getting caught, and
yeah, 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 yeah. Mhm.
and then
Yeah,
like
that's the whole sex addiction episode.
and then they tried to blame it on like wizard aliens that weren't even real.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I remember Ben Roethlisberger was one of the people in in the session, and his eyes are like cross-eyed. He talks like this. It's
and,
so fucking funny.
and it's so funny because like towards the end of the episode where like the military is like going to it's not the White House, I can't remember the name of the building, but that's where like the wizard alien is like causing all of this or whatever. And one of the like soldiers is like, I was like, can't they just like admit that they're like the bad people or something like that? And then they're
Yeah,
like
and then they put the wizard alien hat on him, and they like tie him up, and they make a I think it's like Butters or Kyle, one of the two, shoot him with a rifle.
yeah, yeah. And what's funny is like every time like somebody is like catching on to like what the government's really up to, they're just like, we have a turd in the punch bowl. I repeat, we have the turd
Yeah,
in the punch bowl.
that episode's so good.
And it's funny too because like all the celebrities, like when they do end up like killing that alien, the guy in the alien costume, like
Like, oh, we're free.
we're free, like oh, the sex addiction is coming out of me. It's so funny. Oh my god! And I remember David Letterman being on there too, which I thought was pretty
Yeah,
funny because I know
and
there was
Charlie Sheen, and then Bill Clinton. I remember like Kyle is talking about his mom or something like that, and Bill Clinton's like, "Does your mom have big tits?"
yeah. I think didn't it Butters that episode? Didn't he have like I don't actually know the name of the plants, but he had like one of those like small trees that you grow and you trim it. What are those called? Like
A small. No, he was just obsessed with bushes
that's
because of
right.
that picture. Yeah, because they showed like a picture of like a naked lady to the class. Okay, what was the color of the handkerchief the lady was wearing or something like that. And
Yo,
then like
yeah.
they did a test for like all the different grades, and they're like, yeah, we see that like this certain percentage of little kids have sex addiction, but it skyrocketed once we got into high school because like 90% of high school guys said that they did not remember the color of the handkerchief,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, like all high schoolers have sex addiction. That's
It's
how
act
they were every day.
It's actually funny because I've came across like YouTube videos like that where it like shows some thought like doing like maybe a TikTok dance or something, and then it'll like cut to like a black screen and it'll be a guy talking. He's like, okay, what was the color of the wall or something like that. And I once in a while I'll come across one of those type of videos.